prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praises due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. So, Master, this day of judgment in which we now live, the alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they have heard thy teachings. Say he allows one God, allows he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is there to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We want to acknowledge the brothers and sisters who sent us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Brother Mustafa and Sister Sharice Ali from Cleveland. We have Brother Mikhail Shabazz from Tucson, Arizona. We have Brother Solomon from New York. And we have the Rafiq family. Oh, thank you. All right. I like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. We want to continue with our talk on which one will survive the war of Armageddon. But today we want to talk about unity under the Crescent of Islam. And this is going to come from the June 9th, 1967, Muhammad speaks. The messenger says, the messenger of Allah, unity of 22 million. And we're going to start in the middle of the article. It says, there is no hope for us in Christianity. It is a religion organized by the enemies, the white race of the black nation, to enslave us to the white race's rule. But our unity under the Crescent, with our Allah's guidance, can get us anything we desire in the way of help and some of this earth that we can call our own. By the help of Allah, I have and I will still prove to you that Allah God has given me the only solution to our problem here under this race of merciless devils. Now we see when the messenger, back during his time, he explained to us what unity was. He didn't just say we want unity. Because in this generation of Islam, we think unity means sympathizing. We want to sympathize to get unity. Because unity don't mean under the Crescent of Islam in today's nation. Unity just means unity. Unity means if you are a group and your teachings contradict what the messenger teach, we'll still want to unite with you. You even have groups who take the teachings of the messenger. You have leaders who take the teachings of the messenger. Do what they want to do with the teachings. We'll want to unite with them. We don't criticize like Muslims used to criticize during the time of the messenger. And let's give an example. They said that the movie Black Panther, they about to do a sequel. When the Black Panther first came out, how many Muslims did you see criticize that? When you go on YouTube or and look at how many videos Muslims made sympathizing with that. The messenger said we don't shave our hair. It said sisters shouldn't shave their head. What Muslim said that? Because another thing about the Nation of Islam in this generation is we kick the military part of Islam to the side. That's why this sympathizing stuff can survive. Because the military gone. We say, I would take charge of this post and all temple property in view. What's this post? If you're not standing on a post, if you don't have an assigned post at the temple, let's say you at home, you ain't on post no more? Or are you still on post? You said, I would take charge of this post. Yes. If you were FOI, that's this post. If you MGT, that's this post. And it say, all praise is due to Allah. And we say, I would take charge of this post. So if they got the Black Panther movie, and you were MGT, and you taking charge of this post, they shaving their head. The sisters shaving their head in the Black Panther movie. Why are you supporting? If you taking charge of this post. If you taking charge of this post, you don't associate yourself with nothing that contradicts the teachings of the messenger. If you taking charge. But if you sympathize, then you sympathize with anything. You don't take charge when you sympathize. But when you take charge of this post, if anything that anybody supports that goes against the I don't support that. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to support the Black Panther movement. Your sisters don't have to support sisters shaving their head. What's wrong with that? But we want to look at Muslims during the time of the messenger, because we want to give some examples of how the Muslims represent the messenger teachings as far as unity is concerned. We want to go to brother Minister Jeremiah. And we want to go to the May 30th, 1963 Jet magazine. It says Atlanta's outspoken Muslim minister, Jeremiah X, spelled out his followers' reactions to the Birmingham desegregation drive, graphically illustrates why fearful white leaders had rather deal with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. any day to avoid meeting Muhammad's disciples head on, said Jeremiah X in Birmingham. It doesn't amount to anything to be able to sit down at a lunch counter and be able to eat a hot dog with a white man. He said, what we Muslims want is the lunch counter, the store the lunch counter is in, and the land the store is on. This is Brother Jeremiah. All praise is due to Allah. Now, what's significant about this article is Brother Jeremiah was in the heart of the civil rights movement. He was down in Atlanta, Georgia in 1963. He the Muslim minister in Georgia. They having a march on Washington. They having all these sit-ins. They having all of this talk about integration. But Jeremiah taking charge of this post. He a minister for the messenger. So when they having these sit-ins, Jeremiah wasn't talking about, oh, well, you know, we don't want to turn the lost files away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sympathize with the sit-ins. I'm going to sympathize with the march. I'm going to sympathize with the march on Washington, because I don't want to turn the lost files away. I don't want the lost files to think that I don't want unity. No, that wasn't like that when the messenger was alive. They represented the messenger's teachings because they believed in the messenger's teachings. Because you got to believe in the messenger's teachings to represent his teachings. Because in his teachings, he taught us that the truth will always prevail. All praise is due to Allah. Because I'm not sugarcoating nothing for you. I love you. I want all black people to become Muslims. But I'm not sugarcoating the messenger's teachings for you to be a Muslim. I'm going to give it to you straight up like the messenger gave it to us straight up. I'm not sugarcoating. If he don't want integration, I don't want integration. If you are a black person and you want integration, we love you. But we not sympathize. We want unity under the crescent of Islam. We're not going for that integration. We're not going for intermarriage. We're not going for loving the devil. We're not going for nothing that goes against what the messenger taught. That's just how it is. That's how Muslims was during the time of the messenger. And let's go even further. Let's go to the March on Washington. Because there were some Muslims who went to the March on Washington in 1963. It was Muslims for the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. Let's look at what Jet magazine said about the brothers who they saw in Washington, D.C. during the March on Washington. And this comes from the September 12th, 1963 Jet magazine. And it says, nobody really expected trouble from the highly disciplined Muslim unit in Washington, and sect members stayed away. Only Atlanta's Jeremiah X quietly roamed the crowds, interviewing and preparing copying just like any other newsman for the Muslims' weekly tabloid newspaper. So Jet magazine, out of all of these black people there who love the devil, because they also talked about the mood and the spirit of the crowd in the March on Washington. They was crying. They was talking about black people had the spirit of unity. They wanted freedom. But when they saw the Muslims, they saw something different. They said the Muslims that came with Jeremiah stayed away. They didn't go in there with them black people with all this integration, love the devil stuff. They didn't sympathize. They say, we Muslims. So Jeremiah went in there And when he went in there, he didn't become a part of the crowd. And they're like, yeah, go ahead, speak, Dr. King. He wasn't sympathizing. They said when they saw Jeremiah, he was just like any newsman, writing for the paper. I don't care nothing about all of this integration stuff these black people talking about. We with the messenger. We want unity under the crescent. All praise is due to Allah. And that's the only unity we accept. Yeah. We ain't accepting all this other stuff. If you're a black person and you don't like that, we love you. But salam alaikum. That's a Muslim. Yeah. We not sympathizing with nothing you doing that's against the messenger's teachings. And we can go even further. Because I like Brother Jeremiah, because when you look at Jeremiah's early history, he was in the South. He was in the South with all them preachers, and he was in the South with the Ku Klux Klan. Go do the history on Jeremiah. Go see how the Ku Klux Klan respected Jeremiah when he was down in the South. They got newspaper articles where Jeremiah was going to the Klan meetings. That's Brother Jeremiah. Because the Klan, not only was they selling land to the Muslims, but they agreed with the messenger's plan of separation. How many black people you think like to see that in Atlanta? They got newspaper articles of Jeremiah going to a Klan rally. The same devils who bombing churches. The same devils who lynching black people. They buying land. They selling us land. The messenger. Savior's Day 1961. George Lincoln Rockwell. The messenger invited him to come and let him speak. Because he supported the messenger's program on separation. Yeah. Then when he came to speak, the brothers was acting like they ain't want to clap for him. The messenger got up like, why you ain't gonna clap for him? He's supporting our program on separation. That was the messenger. All praise is due to Allah. He didn't sympathize with these lost founds. He didn't sympathize on nothing. He said, I come to tell you what somebody told me. And that's exactly what he did. You can accept it or you can reject it. That's a soldier. That's military. You can accept it or you can reject it. We going to Vietnam. I don't care what these civilians you can accept it or you can reject it. We going to Iraq. I don't care what they say about Saddam. We going to Iraq. You can accept it or you can reject it. That's military. But when you're talking about sympathizing, that's church. When you see people sympathizing when it comes to the teachings of the message. If he said that we want unity under the crescent, that's all it is. Unity under the crescent. We don't sympathize. Because there's a lot of people today who taking the teachings of the messenger and leading black people astray. A lot of people, it's people who coming out with books with how they to live. We gonna support that? It's this brother, his name is Dr. Sabi. This brother admitted that he was a Muslim. He admitted that. He admitted that he used to eat with the messenger. He said he was a Muslim. But Muslims still support him, talking about he got something good to offer too. That's sympathizing. What about the messenger? The messenger in the How to Eat to Live always gave credit to Master Farad Muhammad for what he knew. Who Dr. Sabi gave him credit to? He making the black man think it's me. So we gonna support that? But let's go even further. Because the one thing that I like about the Muslims is they stayed true. Because eventually, after all of the years of criticizing, the black people in the civil rights movement began to sympathize with the Muslims. They started to abandon all those ideologies on integration. They started to abandon all those ideologies on nonviolence. And this is one example. This has come from the Monday, July 4th, 1966, the Chicago Inquirer. It says the Congress of Racial Equality, impatient with the civil rights movement's techniques of nonviolence, prepared Sunday to welcome an advocate of racial separatism to its national convention here, Minister Lonnie Shabazz. So now that they seeing that integration is failing, they seeing that nonviolence is failing, now they looking for the Muslims. Now they want Lonnie Shabazz to come speak at one of their events. Before they were shunning the Muslims. But during the time of the messenger stands strong. They gonna hold the line. We not sympathizing. This is our program. So while the Christians was criticizing the Muslims was holding the line. So when the Christians started failing, who you think they started looking for? The Muslims. Because they held the line. They didn't sympathize. So now they could get unity under the Crescent because they see that Christianity is failing. What if they would have been sympathized? So we see in this article that the brother, his name was Floyd McKenzie. He was the director of court. He wanted brother Lonnie Shabazz to come speak at their event. Not only that, they started adapting the Black Power. That was the language of the event. But Muslims still holding the line because that ain't good enough. Because you still not a Muslim. You still a Christian. Now you just starting to mimic what the messenger said. So the Muslims will come out with articles criticizing them still. Now the sister said, look, this comes from the November 1st, 1968 in my closing. 1968, Muhammad speaks. She says, there are many today who profess to be leaders among the so-called Negroes, many who speak eloquently against the injustice done to the black man, woman, and child in North America. These so-called leaders, Stokely Carmichael, H. Rap Brown, Floyd McKenzie, the same one who called the Muslims and said, yo, we want y'all to come speak at our meeting. So they now mimicking the messenger. The Muslims, they say, oh, we can have unity. No, you ain't a Muslim. We want unity under the Crescent. We don't want unity with you just because you mimicking what the messenger said. That ain't good enough. We want unity under the Crescent. And that was how Muslims was during the time of the messenger. But, brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I'll leave you as I came in the nation of Islam, greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to give Brother Minister another round of applause. All praise due to Allah. Came in the person of Master Muhammad. I'd like to say in the name of Allah who came in the person of Master Muhammad, true and living God, we forever thank him, read upon our midst a divine leader, teacher, and guide in the person of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Almighty God, Allah, forever be upon him. Truly grateful in his coming. And leaving with us the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who is no longer with you and I in the physical form. That what was given to him from Almighty God, Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, lives with you and I, the believers. So we're very fortunate, brothers and sisters, to be followers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You might hear things over and over and over again, but that's the way it is. Because we been in the hands of an enemy. And we easily led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right direction. Therefore, we have to be told over and over and over again until it's registered. It took 44 years. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad was in our midst. Seemed like it didn't register. It registered for some, but others, it didn't. It went in one ear, came out the other, because they thought they knew they had the solution to the problem. And right today, we have brothers and sisters that think they had the solution to the problem. But the solution to the problem is divine. That's what said the solution to the problem is divine. And the most honorable Elijah Muhammad had taught us that. And that we as a nation, we must follow instructions. Instructions. We can't talk it, we have to follow instructions. Because he instructed us on what to do. We may not like it, but nevertheless, he instructed us to do this. And the FOI is the fruit of Islam. The name given to the military training of the men who belong to Islam in North America, who follow and obey the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's it. So when he gives us an order, we take it out. Regardless to what we may think, we take it out and carry it out. Because, just like Brother John Ali, secretary, once said something about some brothers here in Detroit,
The messenger sent out the word that told the brothers what to do. Then they said they just sat down and they're going to tell the messenger what to do. Act like they want to tell him what to do because they have their own ideas. Their own way things should go. See? So, the only way we're here, fortunate to be here, is because we followed instructions. The messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, was a plain warner. A messenger to tell you what someone told him. A guide. A shepherd. So he told us and explained to us which way to go. So we have to follow instructions if we're going to be successful. When he said go to the right, you said, no, I'm going to the left. Or I think I should go straight ahead. Don't make no difference what you think. The messenger said, go to the right. So that's what we do. But, like I say, our heads are hard. The messenger had a hard job. God told him, Master Farad Muhammad, the Lord of all the worlds told him, brother, you have a hard job. He had the worst job than any man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because look what he had to come through. Let's take it and see his point. Not our point. Let's see his point, the messenger's point. He had to come to a hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious people. He said his sting was like a scorpion. All kinds of slander. They even told him he was too old. They thought that it was time for another change, a time for a change. Here's a man was missioned by God. And you got some out there think they know how it go. It don't go like that. It don't. Here's a body said that he was too old. God had taught him for 3.5 years. They think they got the solution to the problem. They want another young man. But they didn't give him his mission. Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad gave him his mission and taught him for 3.5 years. And the reason why we're here today is because we followed instructions. And the reason why we're going to continue to be good Muslims, we have to follow and obey instructions, regardless of what we think. It don't make no difference what we think. It don't make no difference what I think. I have to follow and obey what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us if we want to be successful. That's how it goes. It gets hard sometimes. This is the day of America's downfall. This is the day of America's downfall. You might say, oh, I hear that over and over again. Yeah, it did that. You're going to hear it over and over again. People of Noah heard it over and over again. Lot heard it over and over again. Pharaoh, all of them, all those are learning for you and I. So, we're going to be successful, and we are successful. We had a good movie night. We had progress. But, nevertheless, there's a lot of things that have to be done. So, as followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we have to understand what the messenger taught us is that we've been in the hands of an enemy, the white man. And he said that God told him that the Americans and the Germans are the most wicked of the white race. They are the most wicked of the white race. And they're going to be destroyed. And we can see today, if we look all around and see that America is falling. Calamity after calamity is hitting America. We had Hurricane Florence that run through here. All this we have to be paying attention to. We're not talking about sport and play. We're paying attention to what's going on here. See? Hurricane Florence, then came Michael. A hurricane that they had no idea that it was coming. The highest technology, the radar couldn't pick it up. Why is that? Because Allah is destroying this devil. And he's going to destroy all those who with the devil. All who live and follow his civilization. Weed smoking, drinking, fornicating, committing adultery, lying, stealing, teaching, backbiting, all these different kind of things. The hatred of your brother and your sister. All this is coming into play. And the power of Almighty God, Allah, He knows. He knows what is, what was, and what is ever going to be. He knows what make us tick. He knows us in and out. He knows our strength. He knows our weakness. And He got control over it. Praise be to Allah. He has the power of all things. And He's going to make things manifest, because this is the days of manifestation of defects. Things going to come out of you and I that we didn't even know what was in us. This is what's happening today. Your work will be the judge of you. Your actions will be the judge of you. Yes. Not me, not nobody else judging. Allah is judging. Praise be to Allah. Allah is judging. And pray Allah that your good outweigh your bad. Yes. Because we never know what's in you and me. Everything's coming out, brothers and sisters. Everything is coming out. The devil's being made manifest. We know who the white man. We know he's the devil. Because he's been made manifest. There's no doubt in our minds. No doubt in our minds who the devil is. See? The arch deceiver. We're living in some bad times. Bad for others and good for others. There's some bad time for others and there's some good time for others. One going to be accepted and one going to be rejected. This is what's happening. This is the judgment. Yes. The time is at hand. Right now. So we have to clean up and divide ourselves of the devil's habits. We're very fortunate, be followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. See? Every tub sits on its own bottom. You hear me say that 100 times. But has it registered? The messenger taught for 44 years. The white man is the devil. You always will be the devil, and don't you ever forget it. He said that over and over and over again, and you still have some marrying the devil. You still have some that in love with the devil. Oh, I don't love him, but you love his way of life. Right. Going to the casino, all these different kind of things. Drinking, like I said, all these different kind of things. Shacking up, all these things. And he warned us against these things. But we constantly do it because we don't have the fear of Allah. That's what's going to happen. See? And he's going to destroy this devil and everything that's with him. That's what he's doing. And he's doing it today. But lots of us, we be feeling and dancing. A lot of our brothers and sisters feeling and dancing like they got 1,000 years ago. And it's playing this day like a movie screen. But the devil got us so caught up in his way of life, we fail to recognize and see the signs. We're so busy gripping and running, we fail to see the warning signs. And then when we see the warning sign, it's too late. See? What did he say that? Who was that? Noah? You know, the black man We're righteous by nature, black woman. Black people, we righteous by nature. We have a good heart. Noah, for instance, Noah had a good heart. And if Allah didn't take the key, he'd let them all in. See?
Yeah.
Allah knew it.
Yeah.
Allah knew his kind heart. Look at the messenger. The messenger was a kind-hearted man who loved us more than we loved ourselves, who always put out for his followers, always was worried about his followers. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
He didn't care about himself. He didn't like luxuries, all these big things. He worried about his poor followers.
Yes.
The death took him. Noah had a son that got caught up with the wicked and was drowned along with the wicked. They came and heard, oh, Noah. They laughed at Noah, the messenger say. They made fun, mocked him, criticized, slandered him, said he was no good, crazy. But the water come here. The water got here. The water got here. Oh, Noah, let me in. Noah said, I can't. Allah got the key and gone.
Yeah.
He took the key from Noah because he knew Noah would have let him in.
Yeah.
Praise be to Allah. He knew Noah would have let him in, but he took it.
Yeah.
So Allah got the key and gone. They was in trouble. That was it. The messenger gave us the key. He's no longer with you and I in the physical form. He passed away. He's gone. We got the key. Now it's up to you and I to unlock that door. It's up to us. All praise is due to Allah. See? Every tongue sits on his own bottom, brothers and sisters. We say that 100 times. But you're going to get to the point. We're going to get to the point. We're going to see. Every tongue sits on his own bottom. Unity is the key. Unity is the key. But you can't force unity. You got to want unity.
Yes. Yes.
That's what you have to do. You have to want unity.
Yes.
Just like Islam. You have to want Islam. Islam is independent. It don't need none of us. It was here before we got here, and it's going to be here when we gone. We living in this sphere, in the 6,000-year sphere. We don't know what's beyond this yet. It hadn't entered the heart of man. We don't know what Allah, we can't even imagine what he have in store for us. We living in this sphere that want to make us to be strong believers. The teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We're in the 6,000-year sphere. No, we're in the 7,000 years. It's our day. Excuse me. It's our day now. Yeah. Praise be to Allah. This is our day now. The 6,000-year thing is gone. This is our day. We living in that black man's day. See? So, we lucky to be even living in this day.
Yes.
We just come out of that. We was blind, deaf, and dumb. Eating the wrong foods. All these things, acting crazy. All these things, look how blessed we are. To have a Savior, the messenger said, was born in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad. True and living God. Who love all of us. Don't want to lose not one of us. Came all the way from the holy city Mecca, Arabia, seeking to save that what was lost. 1930. And he found one from among you and I to teach us. That's none other than the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who he taught for 3.5 years. We hear this over and over again, and we're going to continue to hear it. To warn you and I, to shape up. All of us going to have unity. That's the key. All of us got to come in unity. Sooner or later, we can talk it all we want to, because the white man, this man, going to make us come into unity. When he get through, he going to make us come into unity. You can do anything, but you coming into unity. Because he going to make you come into unity. He going to make us all come into unity. Because we ain't going to have no choice. That's right. We ain't going to have no choice. You ain't going to have to say, hey, brother, come over here, do this. Hey, sister, come over here, do. You ain't going to have to say it. They're going to run for it.
Yes.
You ain't got to say it. You ain't going to have to say it. Time's gonna get so bad, they're gonna run for it.
Yes, that's
Praise be to God. You watch and see. If we stick around, you ain't got the bad, brother. Just why you did this and that. You ain't got to say a thing. Not one thing. We don't own not 1 foot of land. When they cut you off and the devil cut us off from that food and cut welfare and all that, what he gonna do? The message said he was gonna do it years ago. He said it. But look now, it's coming to pass. This was years ago, he said. It takes years sometimes. 24-hour day, and the president of our life, it could be a year. Day means year.
Yes.
Not one 24-hour day, year. So it took a long time for we can see this prophecy, the prediction, what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. Over 40 years ago, he said that. The devil gonna take this. He said it.
Yes.
And we see now this guy Trump, wait and see what he said. You know what he said? They're going to cut out welfare. They got it in the making right now. They cut it out.
That's right.
Did you know that? We're too busy. Don't know that. We don't know that. Too busy running. See? He going to give you that. He said himself. Those who don't have it will be thankful to get it.
Yes. That's what he said.
Those who don't have it, be thankful to get it. In other words, nigga, take it, don't take it. That's what he's saying. He gonna cut it out. That's what he gonna do. Have you standing in line, getting that cheese,
Yeah. Yeah.
powdered milk, powdered eggs. Oh, I'm familiar with it. You too. You too.
Yeah.
See, but I'm not ashamed to say it. See, I used to go down there and get that stuff. Yeah, just get that stuff. Meat in the can. Yeah, I used to get it. Yeah, my mama used to get it. Yeah, back then in the day. That's right. Good fellas. Everybody in school got the same color shirt on. Yeah, just get all that. Cut that out. See, but the food stamps and all that, cutting it out.
That's right.
Cutting it out. He said he was. He cutting it out. And don't you think these white folks don't? These white folks love that man.
That's right.
They love that man.
Yeah.
They talk all that talk, but they love Trump.
Yes. Yes.
They love him.
That's right.
They got him right in there. They got just the one in there who they want, because he's going to cut all this stuff out for these niggas. I'm tired of carrying these niggas. That's what he's saying. Don't give these niggas nothing. If you don't eat that powdered milk, drink it, don't give them nothing.
That's right. That's what he's doing.
That's what he said. And he putting it in the thing, and he been had it in the place. But we didn't know that.
Right.
We ain't know that.
Right.
Only time you know what happened to him when the mailman don't bring them stamps. Where my stamps? Oh man, the president cut it off. You didn't know that? That was your last week. Last month was your last day you get some stamps. You didn't know that? Oh, what I'm gonna do? You're gonna have to go for yourself.
Right.
That's what you're gonna do.
Good teacher.
That's what you're gonna do. Unity, you ain't got to worry about it. Now, you ain't got to worry about no, you ain't got to talk no unity. No more. No more. They're gonna be glad to work in unity.
Yeah.
They're gonna be glad to get out there in that field and dig up that ground and put some seed in there.
Yes.
Ain't no reason why we should starve, shouldn't have nothing.
That's right. That's right.
We go buy these fine cars and fine all that, and can't get no land. Ain't thinking about no land. Like the grasshopper, the messenger said, hop all summer long. When winter comes, you didn't store up nothing, you don't have nothing, and you just die. I saw one hopping the other day, just hopping. I'm telling you, I was in the backyard. I happened to look around, hopping. It's cold, he hopping. He ain't got nowhere, just hopping. Pretty soon the weather gonna catch him, and he gonna perish. That's us.
That's right.
What we should be focusing on is some land.
Yes.
That's what we should be focusing on. Some acres.
Yes.
4 or 5 acres of land or something. Acres of land. And get out there and work it.
Yes.
All these lots around here.
Yes.
All these different kind of things. Dig it up. Put some seed in there, in the ground. Grow some tomatoes.
Yes.
Green beans. All these different kind of things we can grow.
Yes.
And feed ourselves, because that's what it's coming down to, brothers and sisters. Let's not know just rumming talking. We have to store up something. See? This is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us.
That's right.
That's what he taught us. When this Trump get through, he's trying to get rid of all of it. Social Security and all of it.
Yes.
All of it. And he gonna do it. Because that's who running this country. White folks. And this gonna bring us into unity. Believe me when I tell you.
Yes.
When you got a nothing on that plate and that stomach is growling, you in trouble when you're hungry. But the Master taught us how to eat to live. He taught us how to eat to live. We can eat one meal every 3 days if we want to.
Right.
We get a little portion of food, we can go 3 days without eating another drop.
Yeah.
Just think about our lost down brothers and sisters out there. They kill themselves because it's the fear of it,
Yes.
that they're going to starve. Oh, this is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, what we have to carry into practice.
Good teacher.
We have to carry it into practice to be successful. What he said about going into the hereafter, people going to live a long time. They're going to eat one meal a day, or one meal every 2 days. Yeah. We're in the hereafter.
Yes.
After the power and authority of the white man's rule have been broken,
Yes.
we're in the hereafter.
Yes.
But how many of us practice it? We don't practice it.
No. You got it right there.
See, we don't practice it.
No.
But we will.
Yes.
When we get to that point, we will.
Yes, sir.
Because you ain't gonna have no choice.
That's right.
So you're gonna have to do it.
Yes, sir.
That's how it is with us. We'll do it. But we have to be forced to do it.
Oh, Lord, yes.
But the thing is, we know we can do it.
That's right.
Praise be to Allah. We know we can do it. We know that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us what to do.
Yes.
He taught us how to do it. He taught us when to eat, what to eat, how to eat, what to think. So, what we have to do, we have to follow what? Instructions.
Yes.
Obedient. When he said one meal a day, nothing between, but coffee, he said don't even drink juice.
Right.
Or put a little piece of candy in your mouth. You might say, oh, well, it ain't going to hurt. Okay? That's not what he said. He said don't put candy in your mouth. But you can if you want to. That's up to you. But he said don't even drink juice or candy. That's what he said. Now, that's the restricted law. How many obey it? We talk about the restricted law, but how many obey it? When it comes around to you, what are you doing?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So when you're in a chord, you can talk it. You understand what I'm saying? When you're in a chord, you can talk it. But when you're not in a chord, you can't talk it. See? The messenger was in a chord. That's why he was able to come up with you and I and strong and deliver that message. Because he knew what to do. He said, I know I got sick. Because of you. Because the reason I had to do it, so when you come and tell me you didn't do it, I know the reason why you didn't do it. You didn't follow instructions.
Right.
That's why you got sick. I had to go through it myself so I know when you tell me these things, and then I know what you're doing.
That's what he said.
That's the messenger of Allah. He didn't leave not one stone unturned. Because we try to go to the back door. So he didn't leave that unturned. You know how we do. We're always trying to ease out something.
Yes.
You know how we do. The messenger had a job. We always try to find a slick away.
Yes.
It ain't but one way. That's what the messenger taught us.
That's right.
See, but we hasty. He said, man is hasty. See, we're very fortunate to have a messenger, have had a message to teach us, brothers and sisters.
Yes.
How blessed we are. See, this is trying times. Trying times we're living in. And you can be sitting right there. I can be standing up here, and hell is burning you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know if I'm in hell or not. I don't know if you're in hell.
Right.
But you know it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking. You don't know what I'm thinking. You might be in the fire. I might be in the fire.
Yeah.
You don't know it. I mean, Allah knows it. But I don't know you in the fire. It gets you right here. That I do know. Because I've been in the fire before. I've been in the fire before. And it's a hot fire. And if I say a hot fire there, it is. Believe me. Yeah, believe me, it's a hot fire. You know. That kind of fire, man, that'll burn you up. You think you're going up and you're going back. See, this is the kind of fire that make you or break you. You either accept it or you're going to reject it. Just think how fortunate we are. Just think how fortunate we are. We have a chance here to do something great, to become great. And we are great. We are the black nation, the aboriginal nation from the tribe of Shabazz, the God tribe. The black man is God. He's the maker, owner, cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. That's the black man. That's right. All came from him. But he had one who's above us, you and I. The divine supreme being. He's above us. And that is why he has all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. He has it because he in this category all by himself. Master Farad Muhammad, our Lord, our Savior, our Deliverer. Him, the one God who knows what we know. We don't know what he knows. That makes him supreme. He's a supreme being, divine and supreme being. And he is not a spook. He's not a spook. We don't want to estimate his power. Because I'm thankful that he has the power over all things.
Yes, me too.
Because when this fella up there in the White House, when he get through, they're going to run for unity. All of us. The Muslim world and everything, who's not going to run for unity. You ain't got to say, brother, they're going to say, hey, man, what can we do? We got to do something. Yeah, the Muslims saying it all the time. Now reality done set in. Ain't no food on the table. Cut out the food stamps. All this thing, can't buy nothing like that no more. As a man say, you ain't going like in the bread line. Passing out commodities. Canned meat. Eggs, potted eggs, all this here. Potted milk. He said, you going to take, he said, what they going to take? He said, yeah, some of them going to be glad to get it. That's what he said. Because otherwise, they ain't going to get nothing else. If you don't take it, well, and then some of them going to appreciate it. That's what this guy said. The president, Mr. Trump. He's trying to take everything and what he's doing from the black man. The little stuff that he gives. Then we're going to have to come over ourselves. We forced to now. We got to get down and get some of this land and plant some food. Yeah, we plant some food and grow. We got so many green beans, I'm telling you. We got so many green beans, I mean green beans. But when it comes down to eating, we can eat. Well, I don't like all green beans. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, they said the same thing when Moses gave them that what they called. They didn't know what it was, manna. They ate it, didn't they? They ate it. Okay, that's okay. This is what it is. What's the name of manna? Call it manna. Other words, what does it matter to you? You got some food, eat it. Pray be to eat it. Yeah. You can eat it or you don't have to eat it. What's the name of it? Manna. So what difference does it make? What you got? Go on, eat it. If you don't eat it, well, you don't get none. It's not poison. It was all right by God approved it. So we got that. I don't eat beans. I don't eat beans. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong. I mean, we eat beans all the time. Right now. But if it come down to the point where you ain't got nothing else to eat, you eat it. But yeah, I can understand, you don't have to eat beans all mean because right now this is okay. But get used to it. You might have to eat it. So get used to eating it
Yes.
in case we eat it. In case that comes to, to a point. See? Don't say what you won't eat. You don't eat no hog.
Right.
You don't eat no hog. You're supposed to eat the bark off the tree before you eat some hog.
That's right.
You don't eat no hog, eat the bark off the tree. See? But we're very fortunate, brothers and sisters, to be followers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And in my closing, I like to say, let's pay attention to our surroundings of these storms and all these different kind of things, and the weather and the calamity after calamity, the confusion of heads and states. Allah is the cause of that.
Yes.
He's the cause of that confusion that is going on in the White House. Because they don't know what to do. They can't even get together in unity among themselves. Because this government is corrupt. The message said corruption far and wide, 100% dissatisfaction, even among the heads of state. So we're very fortunate, brothers and sisters, to be followers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and let's continue to work hard, work in unity, under the teaching of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum. Here you go.
Brother, sister, rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, sole Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. The alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is to be served, worship, or praised besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Ameen. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves, and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.
I had somebody to say here. 1 minute here. Get that up.
Hurry up.
Yeah.